Well, hello racing fans and welcome to our Gallop TV Preview Show. We are previewing Thursday, the 11th of September. We race at the Vaal. We're on the classic track. I trust that you, the valued racing fan, as well. What's on offer? Well, there are 8 races on the card. First race will be at 12:25. If you're interested in playing the big one, the Pick 6, that'll be at 13:45. And we should close things off at 16:40. Alistair Cohen on his way back and from his trip that he had abroad, and it's a last preview from Edinburgh. You are in, aren't you, Ali?
Yeah, just outside Edinburgh, D. So this is your neck of the woods. When I say your neck of the woods, this is your dream, and quite a few of our friends as well. In an area called North Berwick, it's about 20 minutes outside of Edinburgh, and they're 5. It's called the Golf Coast, right on the beach. All links golf courses, beautiful. Renaissance is just on the end where they play the Scottish Open, and it just works down all these different golf courses, all next to each other. Didn't get a chance to play a real round. Went with the niece and nephew to go and play at a kids course, and they're already better than me, which is probably no surprise to anyone who's seen me play. But yeah, beautiful part of the world. And I'll be back at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on Saturday. I'll be calling them home on Saturday. So the long flight awaits on a few hours after this preview is recorded. But yeah, looking forward to what's to come. It was a good time to be on holiday, to be fair, with all the slipper stuff happening back home. But it starts to pick up from the end of the month, whether it's Cape Town or Joburg. Really, things really start to bloom in late spring.
Well, to yourself and Candace, safe travels back home. Race number 1, Alistair, 12:35. It is the start of the bar pot with 8 races carded, 1,000 meters, and lots of first-timers. Yep, lots of unknowns. And I will tell you, just having a look at the betting market from races 1 through to 8, very encouraging that it's quite an active anti-post betting market as well. A few horses that are being backed anti-post, so we'll give the guys the claims as we go race by race. Race number 1, Ringo at 6-1. First timer for Roy Magna, number 3, Hammer Blow at 6-1. Then we got number 4, Legal Flame for Tony Peter at 33-10. There is money. Hollywoodbets for Fabian Habib's runner No Prache from 6-1 that has shortened into 3-1. And then even money about number 6, Pivotal Row. That's Johan Janssen van Vieren and Gavin Larena. Yeah, these unknowns, unless you have some type of input, but we'll hope that the presenters on course can possibly point us in the right direction with information. But we are going in blind with these first-timers unless we're using the betting as a guide.
Yeah, D's, look, someone's wisdom, the first-timer comments have been removed from the official race card, so you will have to wait for race day for a little bit of info about the first-timers. As you say, the only sort of indication that we got comes from Fabian Habib's yard on the former number 5, No Pratier. The son of Rafif, Jason Gates, takes a ride. There has been some anti-post support, as we know, with first-timers, especially in a race this shallow, with 5 first-timers and 2 raced horses that don't have form that'll get you to fall off the chair. It won't take a huge amount of money or a ton of confidence to shorten a horse, but number 5, No Pradier, the mare was trained by Paul Peter, way over the world. She was a good filly, ran in Advocate Altus Jabert's colours. She won her fair share of races. What is interesting here, Dees, is that we got some very well-bred youngsters. We've got number 6, Pivotal Roll, who's a half-brother to Princess Kala, a horse of the year from a few seasons back. I chatted to Johan Janssen van Vieren, called it about a month or 2 ago at Turffontein. I asked because the Hawams were slowly starting to warm up as the 2-year-old campaign and our early 3-year-old campaign got going. And I remember that Lawrence purchased this horse, number 6, Pivotal Roll. I asked him what he thought. And the indication that I was a nice horse, just wasn't ready at the time. Little surprised to see him over 1,000 meters on debut. But again, he doesn't have to be 3/4 as good as his half-sister to be able to win this. And then number 4, Legal Flame, by Legislate out of Red Label, was trained by Dennis Dreyer. And she was a good filly, was Red Label, could also be interesting. And number 3, Hammer Blow. Of everything in this race, D's, Hammer Blow is the one that screams most speed. So over 1,000 meters, he might have more of the game. A little bit surprised to see him making his debut this late, as opposed to number 6, Pivotal Roll, who it sounded like was going to sort of come when the rains really started up on the half vault. Number 3, Hammer Blow, Magna's not afraid to get stuck into them, especially with this type of pedigree. The best advice I can give for those that are playing the bar pots on this 8-race program, the market's going to be your best gauge. If there is further support for number 5, No Prodigy, he could end up being the right one, but all 3, 4, and 6 will make some appeal, certainly genetically.
Yeah, I think just wait for us. long as possible, I would say, until you get some type of information from the course with guidance to race number 1 and these first timers. So that's the bipot race 1. Place accumulator race 2, 13:10. It's a maiden plate for fillies and mares, 1,000 meters the distance. We bring up the field, have a look at some betting. Number 1, Miss Monroe, 5-1. Empress Wu, number 2, also trading at 5-1. Then we got number 5, Raceway, who's got the blinkers on, and I see the earmuffs and earmuffs off as well, but blinkers on. And then we got horse number 7, which is Willow Lady, from 33-1. That has shortened into 20-1. Horse number 8, Princess of All, at 4-1. And then 9, Queensland, from 16-10. That has shortened into 14-10. Raceway, by the way, has also got the compression mask off as well. So that's the one equipment change I was looking for there. But blinkers do go on. What do you make of Queensland for Mark Khan? I know that last time out, while she was well beaten, she was fancied as the favorite, and that form line has stood up.
I think it's a 2-horse race. She's my second choice, number 9, Queensland. What's interesting is that Mark Khan has nominated her in quite a few places in the last couple of weeks, including in races drawn 1, and opted to sidestep those events. So obviously the 1,000 meters down the straight is probably most what he's been looking for. Muzi, and he's on board, rode her to a best run when she finished second behind Season's Greetings. A horse called Chapbook, trained by Clinton Binder, came out and won from that form line, and looks really progressive. As you say, the form lines definitely keep one interested. She's a well-bred daughter of Kurari, and she was just turned over by a really nice youngster in the form of Rifle Queen, who also came out and framed her own form subsequently. So number 9, Queensland, is very much in my play. The PA is my suggested bet. I've gone in with 2 horses, and as I said, Queensland my second choice. But these, I like number 5, Raceway, a lot here. Unfortunately, I think she's confined to being a 1,000-meter horse forever. Her 2 runs over anything further than 1,000 meters have not been good. Her 2 runs over 5 furlongs have been sparkling, especially her second to Versace on the track. Versace on the track came out and won again, although there's been a long time for that form to work out. Barney Bronco's yard is going along very nicely towards the end of winter, start of spring. Serena is riding at the top of his game. I watched her closely last time. She finished next to a horse who's held in high regard, and just behind a few horses held in high regard. I think ultimately that form line is going to be sound, and again she just didn't have the legs for the 1,200 meters. She is just a quick filly as number 5, Raceway, and I think that they've now found the sweet spot for her. So I'm going to lead with her as my top choice over number 9, but I'll be quite surprised if I didn't double up in this race.
Okay, Alistair, confident to these 2 choices, 5 and 9, and I must agree with number 5, Raceway. 1,000 meters, blinkers on, speed last time out. She could be the right horse in the race. Race 3, pick 6, 1,450 meters. That's a maiden plate. Number 1, Afterburn, will have the Alamites in front. Just that equipment change I see there. Number 3, Beach Walker, 6-1. We got money here, Alistair, for number 4, Royal Jacket. That's trading at 7-2 now. Hollywoodbets from an opening call of 5-1. 5, Winchester at 7-1. This horse does look hard to pose, especially for the place accumulator. Alistair will give us his thoughts on the pick 6 as a guide in leg 1. Number 8, Winston's Wonder, 12-10, Alistair, and she does look like she's ready. Oh, he looks like he's ready to win. And then number 9, Sword of Light, the filly in the race, is trading at 5-1, the first timer. So Winston's Wonder, the son of Denon Platina, are we going all in here, or looking for some cover in a bet like the pick 6?
Pick 6, just one out of these. That would be number 4, Royal Jacket, but I fully expect number 8, Winston's Wonder, to win. Hit the line with a loss in hand in 2 starts to date. Been the fastest 400 to finish in 2 starts today. The debut run was quite baffling, to be fair, because going through the 400, the horse had absolutely no chance of running third behind Clever Trevor. In fact, going through the 200, couldn't run 2.25 lengths behind the winner, but somehow did over 11.60. Stepped up the next start, fair run behind Silver Longsword. May have been a trifle disappointing going off at around 12-10 and getting beaten, but still gave it his all. Runs like the triple suit. The only thing that lingers in the back of my mind from a pick 6 perspective, Dees, is that it's a half brother to that horse, Moya Walla Liga, and the rest of the family do struggle to have the legs needed over that middle distance range. All good, solid sprinters, but over the middle distance range, they just tend to lack that little bit extra over the closing stages. So that compromises my belief in him just slightly, but he is my top choice. There's no reason to be off him otherwise, because that's just looking for reasons to get the horse beaten. If he does get beaten, then number 4, Royal Jacket, could be the one to turn him over. Draw 1 going to be a big advantage. James De Harbour takes her out for Wayo and Warwick Mowing, and the second behind Big Joe last time was an encouraging run. Even the run to Jan van Rooyen finished in front of Stormburst on that occasion. So there are bits and pieces of very smart form with number 4, Royal Jacket, where you can make a case for him. Just watch the market. Number 9, sort of like Lucky Hoodalakis, does have a line here with Silver Longsword from last time out, but with that lightweight, she might be dangerous, but we don't need her in the pick 6. I'll be blown away at 4 or 8 on the first race runners home, but 8 a banker in the PA and the bar pot.
Nice confidence coming through from Alistair there, especially for the place accumulator. Bar pot, pick 6 if you're looking for cover, just one horse. That's nicely done, minimizing the spend there in race number 3. Race number 4, maiden plate fillies and mares, 1,450 meters. Number 1, Tipperary, 7-2, 10 places from 18 runs. Consistency. Could it be rewarded? Well, let's hear from Alistair. Number 2, Ashia's Tiara at 9-2. Then we got number 3, Fire in Her Soul at 2-1. And we got a 17-10 shot here in number 9. Roy Magna's got some nice runners on the day. Maybe a stable that we can keep a close eye on. Vamanos. And this is a son of Gimme the Green Light. Lorena did partner this horse on debut. When fancied, quietly fancied, 3-1 into 14-10. They may have liked the horse to win first up. Didn't. Has had 2 goes, and their 2 runs have been good. Race 4, start of Jackpot 1, 1,450 meters at the classic track. What are we doing?
Exactly the same read as a race earlier, Dees. I'll be blown away if Vamanos doesn't run to the first 2. She is my first choice. Gavin Lorena on board for Roy Magna. Runs like she'll get the trip, related to a few high-quality horses bred by Fastfontein as well. Probably would have needed the last run on the back of a fair debut, off for just over 3 months. Came back with a fair run behind Stormy Day. Formula is a little bit questionable, but I think that run would have just blown off the curb. It was clearly been given a bit of time to mature. All those cliches go hand in hand with number 9, Vamanos. If there is an inclusion, and she looks totally held on the Stormy Day form, but number 3, Fire in Her Soul, has stepped up from run to run. Cheap pieces ago on. Last time she really stayed on strongly behind a good heart. That form line is put under the spotlight in race number 2 with Raceway over 1,000 meters. So if that works out well, that'll just add a little bit more appetite to number 3, Fire in Her Soul. That's the only horse I can see troubling number 9, Vamanos. In the pick 6, I would be quite surprised if anything else visited the number 1 box. There's not too much else to get excited about. Tipperary and Isaiah's Tiara will probably win their maiden, but they are exposed maidens, and I think they're just coming up against progressive youngsters in the form of 9 and 3 in order of preference.
Okay, 9 to beat 3, 3 and 9 in numerical order for the pick 6. On to race number 5, and we're now into the handicap races. We've done with the maidens. This is a D division class, merit rated 70 handicap. The distance is 1,200 meters. And the story is like so when it comes to the betting, Alistair. Number 1, Spy Story, 33-10 to His Lordship at 6-1. We got an 11-10 shot here in Peregrine Falcon, Fabian Habib's runner. Then number 6, Mariachi Madness, will have the blinkers on at 9-2, and it's double figures the balance. Well, I think it's a case of 3 or wide. That's the way I read it, because the market does paint a picture about number 3.
Jesus, wide. But what price is number 4, Michael Faraday? Must be near the bottom of the boards.
Okay, we'll get that for you up shortly as we bring up the betting on the website. That is the latest betting in race number 5. And horse number 3 is, number 4, 10-1. 10-1.
10-1. I'm having a bet here. I'm having a good place bet on number 4, Michael Faraday, and I think he can win. Cabello Mazziniani takes her out for Grant Maroon. I think he would have needed his last run, which wasn't bad behind Palace Prince, the one-eyed wonder trained by St. John Gray. There was support for Michael Faraday last time, some solid support as well, first run in town. This horse with Candice Bass was not bad Probably a little bit costly to follow along the way. Went to Peter Wrench, that all went awry. He was run a lot, and things didn't go according to plan. His rating D's has plummeted from a 91 to a 65, dropped another pound for being a loser last time, probably justified as well. I think the handicap has done him a favour from that regard, going a distance that I think is likely to suit him best. It's hard for me to put my neck on the block and say that he's going to win the race, but I do think with runs to Night Bomber, Radicchio, Dawn Till Dusk, even though well beaten by Garrix, that's the company he's been keeping. He's going to look around. He's gone from sharing a change room in the Burnabout to sharing a change room at Bromley Football Club. So number 4, Michael Faraday, for me, represents all the value. It's a race that you do need to go wide, and so in the place accumulator, I've gone 4 horses. So if Michael Faraday does go missing, and I'm hoping he doesn't, just to boost things, 2, 3, and 6 on my backup for obvious reasons. His lordship, I don't think, is too bad. Trent Mayhew on board for Diane Stinger, been very sparingly raced. The son of Water Winter, just turned 5. Low mileage, but some hints of reasonable form. Peregrine Falcon, for obvious reasons, got to be a live chance. Gavin Arena's last race day, by the way, for a month, for reasons that have been well documented. And then number 6, Mariachi Madness. There was a horse that Clinton Binder sent out with Chase Morjan just over a week ago, trotted up at the Vaal with very similar form, and the inside draw is going to help his chances. Number 6, Mariachi Madness. He's probably, between him and Peregrine Falcon, the 2 most solid PA picks, but like I said, I'm having a good place bet on number 4, Michael Faraday. Maybe a small win bet if I'm feeling brave.
I think that the best example, to just have a comparison to what you just said about, the Burnabout to Bromley, is when we saw Legal race in Kabeka.
Remember that Legal, what a 2-time Lomara Queen's Plate winner back then, and turned up in Kabeka, and people wrote him off at that age, and he was still able to do the job. Look, Michael Faraday and Legal don't deserve to be in the same sentence, but yes, it is that much of a drop in class, correct?
Yeah, that's racing and the career of an athlete. From the highs to, not the lows, you'll still remember all the highs, but just that you start dropping in that performance at that level. And of course, let's see if Alistair Cohen is spot on with number 4, Michael Faraday. 10-1, guys, that's the price. Race number 6, 1,600 meters, a divided handicap for fillies and mares. Number 1, Pretty Aneda, 6-1. Number 2 is trading at 7-2. That's Little Miss Splendid. 3 is a scratching. At the time of recording, that was trading, before the scratching, it was trading at 4-1. So there may just be slight adjustments here. Number 6, Chantilly Dream at 7-2. And then we have horse number 9, Sheets and Goggles, at 5-1. There are a lot of horses that are having their first run out the maidens. I don't know if any of them have grabbed your attention to follow through, or are we going with the more exposed runners here?
Look, the PA, I've got 2 runners, numbers 1 and 2, which I'm obviously satisfied with, and I think that they'll get me through. But in the pick 6, there's no way I'll narrow it down to 2. In fact, this is one of those cases where I'm quite pleased to hear of the late scratching in the 4, number 3, Fair Proposal, but she was very much on the radar. So that's going to help with the spend a little bit. And there was some anti-post support for her just before scratching overnight on number 3, Fair Proposal, but sadly she will not be taking up her place. Let's talk about the 2 horses that I've got in the PA. Number 1, Pretty Anelia, first run for the yard last time. A fair third behind Kiss of Fire, seemed to hit the line with a lot in hand. Formlan's 1 from 1. Sereno's on board. No reason to be put off her chance. She's got a good turn of foot. She can be quirky in the stalls, number 1, Pretty Anelia, but I think that she's well set up at this type of level. She'll just give a good run. That's simply what she does. And then number 2, Little Miss Splendid. I think a nice progressive young 3-year-old. Gavin Arena's on board for Robin Klaasen, back from a break. But even though on paper it looks like her worst run, 6 lengths to Quick Step Girl. Do you put Quick Step Girl in this race, Steve? It would not be a contest. Quick Step Girl would win with a head in the chest, and she'd go for 1-12. So from that point of view, number 2, Little Miss Splendid, I think warrants a lot of respect. But for them, though, I think number 6, Chantilly Dream's got a lot more to come. It was a fluent win in a weak maiden, must be said, last time, but I think she's got a lot more to come. She tries this trip for the first time. Mare stayed all day, and I think that she's upwardly mobile. Lucky and Craig Zaki, although Craig hasn't been quiet, but Lucky's been a little bit quiet for the last few months, but he'll come to hands when it really matters, so I'm expecting the yards to turn for the better, although they've not dead quiet. They were about 2 months ago, but now things are starting to fall into place for Lucky's Yard at a good time for things to fall into place. She'd be my backup. A little worried about bold action, dropping in distance. I think that she'll be more than effective when she goes 2,000 meters plus. I think she could target a race like the Oaks Trial, something of that caliber. So I'm coming back from a break. I'm kicking for touch with her. And then number 8, Last Ginger. She'd be my, if there was an added one to the pick 6 and make it 4 horses and just get to half the field, number 8, Last Ginger would be it with James De Harbour for the Mowings. Not bad form, good run against Boys last time and in the anti-penultimate start, so she's got to have some sort of claims, and another rating drop, even though £1, ought to get her a little bit closer.
Okay, Alistair likes numbers 1 and 2, but he's giving you some horses if you are playing it a bit wide here in race number 6 for the pick 6 and the jackpot. Race number 7 is a race where we got some form to work with. It's a B division class, 92 fillies and mares, 1,600 meters. Number 1, Kishoten at 3-1. Then we got number 3, Streisand, good winner last time out, 9-2. 4, Except Cookies at 7-2. Horse number 5, Avalon Toast, is trading at 7-1. And then we got number 7, Future Date at 9-2 and 11-2 about the recent maiden winner. And a lightly raced filly, of course, off again after that win back in May. So she's been off since May, now as a 4-year-old, carrying 52 kgs. How much more to come from her? Well, this race will tell us a bit more. She's trading at 11-2, number 9, Reflective. I mentioned there's form to work around. There's some consistency with these horses, and most of them seem to run well. If they're not beaten far.
Correct, D's a nice race, this. Open race, but there's a horse that I think is pretty good here. When I say pretty good, I'd fall short to say that she's feature race caliber, but I think that she's still got some wins to come, especially of an 81 and a 2-time winner from 12 starts. That's number 7, Future Date. I've liked what I've seen. Every time she's gone a mile, she's hit the boards, she's run with male opposition, she would have needed a few runs back, etc., etc. And although it was hard work last time, I made her such a good thing last time on the show 4 weeks ago, and although it was hard work, and to use the expression, she fell across the line. She literally fell across the line. But I think she'll be better for that run. Muzi sticks with number 7, Future Date. I'm not too sure what the arrangements would be, because Serena's done nothing wrong for St. John in the short time that they've been associated, for the week that they've been associated. But I reckon Muzi probably would have called for number 7, Future Date. You can correct me if I'm wrong, if you know anything about that, Dees. But yeah, I think number 7, Future Date, got a lot more to come, and she's the filly that I'm going to lead with, and she's going to fill the category of I'm going to follow until beaten. Even if she did get beaten here, that would be a blow for me. I do think there's something about her. And then number 4, Except Cookies, D's. Wherever Kishoten goes, Except Cookies ought to be in front of her. There's a good, valuable swing at the weights to the tune of 3 kilograms for 3 lengths. Gavin Lorena now takes her out for Ray Magna. You've highlighted the fact that they look like they've come to do business on Thursday at the Vaal. If there is the horse to rival number 7, Future Date, I'd go in with number 4, Except Cookies as the backup.
Okay, when it comes to the riding arrangements for St. John Grey on the day, I will tell you that St. John Grey requested that Serena Murdy come down and ride for him on the day, which was agreed. And when it comes to the choice of rides, well, it was up to St. John on which horses he was going to put him on. There was no choice of ride here at all, so it was a choice of St. John Grey on which horse he'll have Muzi on, and of course which horse he was given to Serena Murdy, and that is it for race number 7. We move along to the last race, which is race number 8. It's 1640, 20-5 at 1,600 meters. It's a D division class, merit rated 72 handicap. Number 1, Guerrilla Warfare, that is trading at 3-1. 2, Green Knight Racer, Joe Somers runner, won the maiden last time out at 7-2. Then we got a horse that's being backed, Trident King, the 7-year-old, still loving the game, 9-2 into 7-2. Horse number 6, Salt Lake City at 22-10, and it's double figures, the balance. What are we doing? How are we closing things off? Are you a fan of the filly, the way she won last time out, Salt Lake City? Because, I say this, Alistair, because there was no indication, if you're a guy that looks at betting boards, on what was going to happen that day. You know, on debut at 33-1, no show, something went wrong. Obviously, because she bounced back in such a big way next time out. but she was still a big price, 33 to 1. I don't know if she's a horse that slipped under the radar, because I see some hard hitters involved here as the owners. Because 33 to 1 is, they're never ever going to run let anything run loose, these guys.
No, they wouldn't, and the market will tell you that they let this one run loose. I actually remember the winning interview. Bronson Nassif gave the interview, and he looked distraught. Looked absolutely distraught that he just had a win with number 6, Salt Lake City. That is the one that got away. But how many times does that happen? And it can happen from top yards like Tony Peters. So, look, she beat nothing last time. She can only improve. She's the only horse in the race that's got any progress to come. Is number 6, Salt Lake City. I know Zara Dominia came out and won from that form line. It took her a couple of starts later to come out and win. But these, I think that the grizzled older horses are going to have her number here. I'm keen on 2 horses and 2 horses only. Their numbers 1 and 3. Top trace number 3, Trident King, back to his happy place distance-wise. It was worth a go over 2,000 meters again. He didn't disgrace himself last time behind Give Me Your Choice. For me, his runs to the likes of Pumpkin Pie, Aladdin's Lamp, those are horses that are either very progressive or have won a few times since. So from that point of view, number 3, Trident King, going to be a huge player and my top choice. And then number 1, Guerrilla Warfare. Fulton, consistent, 2 runs this either side of the season, turning with Sereno Mudley on board here. Got to be a big player. Interesting that Calvin Habib's on number 3, Trident King, but as you mentioned, Sereno has been requested by St. John, so that would have answered that one. Guerrilla Warfare, hard to fault other than the fact that he's under-delivered. One-time winner from 27 starts, but heaps of places. Maybe he can get his nose in front this time. He wouldn't be winning out of turn. And those are the only 2 horses that I want to know about. If there was one other, and I'm not going to put him in because one of those horses that I've got the needle to is number 10, Viva de Janeiro. I really liked him last time. No show. I'm not going to follow up with him, but I'm going to wait for him again down the straight at the Vaal, number 10, Viva de Janeiro. But if he ran into the top 4, he'll probably make things pay, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did get into the quartets.
Well, you mentioned 10. I know a horse that you've picked out in the past when I've previewed shows for the Highveld. For the quartets, what about the old Lebitio? Can this run into the money?
Last 2 runs haven't been all that pretty. Look, Garista Moberto has got to be the most improved apprentice I've ever seen. I suppose anything can run 3rd or 4th in this race. He wouldn't be in my top 4 selections, I must be honest.
Okay, that is it. Numbers 1 and 3 and horse number 10 for trifectas and quartets. And that's how we close the race by race preview. But Alistair has given us a bet, which will come up on screen now. And just having a look at that bet, it's a place accumulator. Over to you, Alistair.
Yep, PADs, that's the way that we've gone with it. It's an under 100 Rand spend. Gets underway at 10 past 1 on the back of the double header on Wednesday. 5 and 9 in the first leg. So those, of course, are Raceway in Queensland. By banker number 8, Winston's Wonder. By banker number 9, Vamonos. Then the 5th race, which is leg 4, gone 2, 3, 4, and 6. Of course, my big each way player on the day, Michael Faraday, is involved there. Race 6, leg 5, 1 and 2, Pretty and Early Little Miss Splendid. By 4 and 7, Except Cookies in Future Days, and 1 and 3 at the back, Guerrilla Warfare and Trident King.
As I mentioned, Alistair, at the top of the show when we had a quick chat, safe travels back home to yourself and Candice, and looking forward to meeting up with you one of these fine days when you're back home. Absolutely, Dees. Well, we'll be chatting a lot, and thanks so much for the wishes, and we'll see everyone this weekend. To Alistair Cohen and, of course, Gallop TV, the entire team, myself, Dees Dynan, to you, the valued racing fan. Hopefully it turns out to be a good day for you if you are playing on Thursday at the Vaal. We're on the classic track. Alistair's given us his race-by-race preview. You've got an exotic from him as well, the place accumulator is giving you some numbers as a guide for the Pick 6. And hopefully it turns out to be a good day. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gasle.